better than ever. Season 2, the ladies are here. Let me introduce everyone. Dr. Marilena Gonzalez-Sozer.
Hello.
The beautiful Karina Sanchez Vargas, of course, Patricia Maese Bowling, and Dr. Genevieve Garcia. How excited are we to be back for season 2?
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, new format,
Absolutely.
but better than ever. We look younger.
Of course.
Of course, we're aging backwards. No, what are we going to talk about today? We got the girls together.
Let's start hitting that.
Yeah.
How do these doctors look the way they do? How can everybody look like that?
I always say that. Get yourself a doctor friend. Get yourself two.
Get yourself two.
And you'll stay young forever. And then get one that's married to a plastic surgeon.
Bam.
We have the Benjamin Button. Remember the movie? Yes.
With Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
We're gonna end up as babies.
After our first show, you know what? And you guys, we talked about this. We got a lot of feedback about menopause, and you came up with that idea.
Yeah, I feel like it's a topic that not everybody touches into, but that it's extremely important to educate so that people realize what's going on. Not only females going through it, but husbands, so they can understand their wives,
Right.
their moms, their everybody.
And keep in mind that they also go to andropause.
That's right. That's right.
There you
Talked
go.
about that.
It's for both. I mean, it's aging, but aging gracefully, and finding the resource to feel young and don't feel like the shock that you're in menopause or andropause.
That's right.
Exactly.
And we're aging better. I think, remember when we were all younger? And we're still young. Wait. We're still young and fabulous, because I say young. We used to think 40s. 35 was old, 40s was old. Now every time I get to a new age, I'm like, I'm young. But the beauty, I think, in the last 10, 15 years with everything, with what you do, sorry, I didn't mean to grab your boobs, speaking of. We're friends, it's perfectly okay. The beauty is that there's so many things that we could do medically, and we know so much about how we can slow down or reverse the aging process. And you guys talk about that.
Well, it's really about maximizing your health, first of all, and then also feeling well as you age. I mean, as we age longer and longer into our 80s, 90s, 100s, we don't want to spend half of our lives not feeling and looking well. And so it's really about that longevity, feeling good, looking good, and continuing that quality of life well through your later years.
Taking care of the inside of the body and
as well as the
of
outside,
body.
exactly.
How much does taking care of the inside matter for the outside? What would you say?
I mean, like 500%.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a kidney failure, your skin gets like kind of like yellow and green. If you have poor control diabetes, you age faster, and so on. So you have to really take care of your inside to look well outside, because your skin is one of the biggest organ of the body, and it reflects everything that is going wrong inside.
Like you said, el pellejo. I remember you saying that.
Exactly.
El pellejo. And so I remember when you came up with this topic, and at first I was like, menopause, But when we talked about it and brought it up on the open, it gave a lot of, especially women and Latina women, because our mothers didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Y no se hablaba de eso. And now, like, a lot of people, how many people did you guys have approach you? Well, I mean, I don't know about the doctors. You guys have people
in
approach you
general,
every day.
that's what I do in my practice, so it was quite a few. But prior to this, it was not that many.
Yeah.
Prior to me experiencing it myself.
Yeah. And how many people? I mean, I had women, like, we watched it and they wanted to come see one of you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like people like opening more
of the
to
conversation.
talk about the subject. Absolutely. And so what can women do once, or we talked in the first season about some of the things that are going to be prone to people starting menopause. Side effects of menopause. If we can repeat a little bit of those, to see what is one of the symptoms that people are going to feel.
So for females, it's definitely irregular menses or stop of the period. It's going to be fatigue. It's going to be loss of sex interest.
Hot flashes.
Night
How
sweats.
soon do those start? Those start early, don't they?
It varies for everyone, but yeah, some people start as early as 40 with those. And some people experience none, but I would say the majority are symptomatic 40 to mid-40s. And they're still having periods, so they're not in full-blown menopause yet. They're in perimenopause. but that can last 5 or 6 years, where your
Or
hormones are just
longer.
kind of fluctuating all over the place.
Yeah, and so what are some of the irritability? And I remember last time you talked about sleep.
Sleep
Oh,
is a
sleep
big
was
one.
huge
Sleep is a big one.
Sleep.
Yeah.
The weight gain before you could eat whatever, and now.
Yeah, but the weight gain is also mental.
Let's talk about it.
Because it's the same than when people say, I don't want to take birth control because I don't want to gain weight.
Yeah, that's
I mean, you don't take birth control, you get pregnant, so you're
pregnant's
gonna
a lot of weight gain.
Yes. But, yes, with menopause, maybe you might be prone to gain a little more weight, but also you're more sedentary. So that can explain because you're always on the go, go, go. And once you hit certain age, you spend more time sitting. And so, it's all relative, I think.
For sure.
And there's a big one you mentioned, the sex drive. Oh.
The sex drive can definitely take a dive all the way from, I would say, late 30s is when patients first started complaining
really?
about that. Mm-hmm.
And you wear the big pajama at night just to give the side.
Flannel, the onesie that zips all the way up.
Yes.
So no one touches
Right?
A friend of mine one time gave me a ice mask that say "Not tonight." It was red, by the way.
Not tonight. Can you flip the other side that today's a yes?
Today's the day.
No more open. It's
Right.
your lucky day.
Like, honey, do you have a headache? No. Oh, okay. So let's have.
I mean, but it happens as late as the 30s. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
so. Yeah.
Man. So, see, we don't know that. We think it's just you turn 50 or you turn 51 and it hits, but you start seeing symptoms early on because your hormones are dropping.
Right. And they drop, as you age throughout the years. So it's usually not a one and done kind of thing. Gradually, you start feeling bad, you start losing energy, you start losing your sex drive. It's gradual.
And also, it's your partner. So you have to keep feeding your partner in order to keep it going.
Or
What are the
getting
plans?
partner. No, really, it's a joke. It's a joke. Not for, in general.
No, but I'm saying, I
Growing
know,
with your partner. I mean, there's changes too.
Yeah.
aging with your partner.
Aging with your partner.
And, meaning, you have to make it happen because
Yes, you have to schedule it.
It's a conscious effort. It's definitely, if you just expect it to happen. I tell people that with weight loss all the time. You can't just expect it to happen. Whatever I give you to help that is not just going to magically make that whatever disappear.
You have to
Yep,
tell me
it's
how
an
you're
active
explaining.
effort that you have to keep the relationship going, diet, frame of mind, mood set, everything. It's an active effort.
And if it doesn't happen, I tell my patients, you have to be a good actress.
Sometimes you just got to do what you have to do.
Just pretend, see.
Take it to
Do you guys give acting lessons for that? I'm just joking.
I was planning to send it to you.
You're
the acting.
The acting, the actress, yes. Oh, we should do a show on toys.
Oh!
Wait, so you all know we're friends. We're friends. Somos amigas.
Claro.
And last year, for my 50th birthday, I'm going to throw it out there, I'm 50, we went to a sex shop.
And we have a blast.
We had a blast.
We did.
I'm going to throw it out there. We were in there for a couple hours.
Yeah.
How much did we laugh?
We laughed a lot.
Maybe we should, I don't know. It's going to come. Let us know. Put it in the comments if you guys want to see a show on sex.
We just go to Vegas and make it there.
Go to Vegas, yes. If you guys want to see
in Vegas.
let's do it in Vegas.
Live from the sex shop. And this.
The funniest thing is when you go with two doctors, they look at everything very clinically.
Yes.
I'm like, what is this for? How does this work?
But the funniest part is that I lost my phone in the sex shop.
You did?
You did? Oh my God.
And then I needed to go back and oh my God.
That's funny.
We want to make it not taboo and make it perfectly normal, and we're having fun with this. But we went because we're señoras. And we're all mothers.
Looking to spice.
Looking to spice it up. We're
The
all
love
married.
life.
Exactly. Making the marriage,
I'm single, but ish.
but making the relationship happen.
Yes. And if it from outfits to, we had a lot of fun. So that's a cool place to have a party.
And we bought some party presents, party favors. Very favors.
Use some already. Yeah, but we had a lot of fun with it. So just throwing that out there, we're bringing it out, things that people don't normally talk about.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think that you guys know with your friends, cuando se juntan, we all talk about some. You guys, would they talk about?
Yeah, I mean, like, depending how tight are your friends.
With that conversation, because there's still people who are not comfortable with
No,
those
they're not.
conversations,
They're
and you just are
not.
not going to have that.
Well, in the Latina, especially with Latinas and our moms, we just didn't talk about it.
Yeah, they always like,
Right. And it wasn't acceptable for you to enjoy sex.
no, it was not.
Like you
It wasn't
weren't.
even spoken of.
It wasn't spoken of. You did it with your clothes on and
And the light off.
the light off.
The light off.
And the sheet with a hole in it.
Oh, wow.
And the pajamas up here. I'm just joking. I don't know. I'm thinking
You got a hole in the bottom of your the bottom of your onesie.
The little
Lap that comes down.
era. I'm here.
same here. I'm thinking about the Victorian times. But no, seriously. We're going like a wrong way. Let's get serious. What kind of things do you get women asking you in your offices? ¿Qué cosas les preguntan?
I mean, my office is completely different than her. I do get the complaints of menopause a lot, but also I get the complaint of, pain and aches. But women in their 40s and 50s, they do worry about their relationship, the sex drive, how can we improve our libido? It's just, they worry about their relationship, and so you always can offer the choice of hormone replacement. That's a good tool to at least alleviate some of the symptoms. But my practice, again, I see a lot of geriatrics, and I see children, and I see younger women, and I have all sort of complaints, but hot flashes and going to bed and have to change your pajama over and over, and that's part of the insomnia. It's not insomnia, it's that you have to go to change your pajama and change your pajama.
I go from cold to hot, and I still go. Like, I'm super cold, and next thing you know, I'm like sweating and always adjusting the temperature.
Your husband touching you.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy how that all affects it. But what about you?
Same. I mean, it starts mostly with menstrual complaints, I think, at first. And then again, the low libido is a big, big one. That is a huge topic. And just not feeling well. I see a lot of people come in that have been their physician for years, and they come in on antidepressants a lot of times, and I don't feel like that's often the cause. I just think it's a shift in hormone. And so...
Very important point, because
important.
it can be
A lot of women
misleading.
come in.
Uh-huh.
Although some antidepressant can cause sweatiness.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Some antidepressants makes libido worse.
Really?
And it's not antidepressive, anti-anxiety. Okay? So some of them make you sweaty.
Really?
They exacerbate the symptoms. So that's always a challenge with other people in the community who just aren't as, I guess, familiar with
Or
the symptoms.
knowledgeable that it could be just signs of menopause. You're not necessarily depressed.
Right.
You just get, like PMS all the time. We talked about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember you said that last time, that a lot of people get misdiagnosed with depression or anxiety, and it's just...
And I've known them for years, so that's why I have an insight into who they are as people,
Yeah.
and so that's always been interesting.
Are there natural things that can counter or slow, or, exercise, diet, sleep, all those things, right? But what else? What do you think, like natural things that you...
There's basically, you have to, all these hormone replacement that are over the counter, they're all the same core than the prescribed medication.
So we have natural, and then what other options are there?
They have pellets, they have orals, they have topicals. So basically,
Do you think that some work better than others, more effective?
I think that some are better than others because of the way that they're chemically formulated. So there's bioidentical, which is the same chemical format that your body naturally produces, and there's synthetic. Synthetic can oftentimes cause more risk than a bioidentical. So there's different, not only is there different ways to give it, there's different types.
And this is when it comes to pellets or to
Correct. Sometimes
oral
prescribed.
medication? Okay.
Right, so over the counter is a little tricky because you never really know what you're getting in that product. And so unfortunately, vitamins in general aren't regulated by any kind of agency or, FDA approval or anything. So they could be getting a ton of something or nothing, and it's all placebo.
Now, what happens when you start on a treatment like that? Do you have to do it forever after that, or?
I get a lot of patients asking me that. So stopping it per se isn't dangerous, but you're not going to feel well. So if you're putting premium gas in the tank for X amount of years and all of a sudden you switch to no gas or regular, you're not going to feel that good. And so is it a requirement? No. But do you feel better on hormone replacement? Absolutely.
Good to know. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And so what are the changes that you see? Like people come in, they start, you put them on a plan, whatever. And sometimes it's diet, sometimes it's sleep.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
So, I mean, it's not just one size fits all. Everyone's different, right? I think that's the one thing you want to know. Ask a physician or get with a medical health expert. I play a doctor on TV. I'm just kidding. But no, really, but tailor it to you.
Yeah, it's definitely multifactorial. There's so many things in people's lives, and we see a small glimpse of it as physicians. And so just kind of taking the time and delineating out, is that really the problem? Is it something else?
The beautiful thing is, I think that, like, you have so many options now. If you're not feeling well and you're getting older, go get checked out. Because I think people they just, this is the way it is. You don't have to live.
And oftentimes just starting with a lab panel is really beneficial because sometimes it's vitamin D, sometimes it's thyroid. I mean, it can be so many other things.
Low iron.
It can be so many things.
Perhaps.
Yeah, for sure. Cholesterol elevation. I mean, there's so many things on the spectrum that it can be abnormal.
Before you start hormone replacement, you
Exactly.
have to do a physical. You have to check everything that, like a physical, general physical panel, and then you go from there. I mean, like don't just say, okay, you need hormones.
Right.
You just have to, prevent.
And one size doesn't fit all.
Yeah.
It's definitely has to be individualized because everyone has
there are
different.
patients that they require less hormones. Otherwise, they go like.
But even a vitamin deficiency can like
Vitamin D.
D. I mean, D's a big one. Iron. What are some of the other ones? Like if you're low.
Actually, electrolyte deficiency, magnesium. I mean, like just give you cramps. You cannot sleep. So you always have to take your supplements and be aware that you have to do your preventive exams, like your colonoscopy, mammogram, pap smear, your blood work at least every 6 months. And then if you feel short of breath, tired, you might have to go to a cardiology and do like an echo at a certain age because you cannot guarantee that you're going to be young forever. So
We are.
no, we are, but there's things that you can do in order to live
Absolutely.
a better life.
Smart and wise. I know I joke about it, but the great thing is we can choose how we age. You don't have to say I hit a number and now
And now I'm done.
yeah, I don't embrace old.
It's
I don't embrace age.
versus
No,
quality.
same. That's exactly
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
either.
embrace
I'm
age.
like, no, I get to decide how I age and I get to decide how I feel and
And how I look.
Recently someone
Yeah,
said,
you're almost 50, and I was like, cellularly, I'm 35.
that's right.
Do not
I mean, like I do a lot of geriatrics, and I can tell you, I mean, I see like 95, 98 years old, and I won't say the last time he comes with a walker, with a cane, and I mean, hearing deficit is a problem as you get old, but he's perfect, and the same with some other ladies. But then you see 60 years old that come with a walker, and I cannot walk, I cannot do this. So it's just you start like.
You're right.
It's a matter of start planning your
You're aging. You're
Right.
yeah, make a decision.
prevention is everything.
Yeah.
Because once you have to treat it,
That becomes a whole nother set of problems. Every medicine has a side effect.
Yeah.
So if you can prevent illness and disease from the get-go, so much better.
It changes everything. It transforms everything. And you're absolutely right. It is just a number. It's really a mindset. You're absolutely right. I mean, there's old 20, 30-year-olds and there's,
Exactly.
look at us. Yeah, it's a decision. And that is,
it's a decision, but also every now and then you have a bad luck. Okay,
for sure. No, you're absolutely, and genetics. You're right.
So-
No. But there's things.
let's cheer for our health.
Yes,
Salud.
I have my thermos down here.
For all of us and all ours to always be healthy.
You're absolutely right. You're right about that. I mean, it is because
People are just unfortunate with their.
yeah, there's
Hard life
genetics,
feels,
but there's things. I mean, even then, I think there's things mean, there's things you can do beyond, like, I know looks and the superficial, but how you feel. Literally how you feel. And I remember, yeah, you said this to me, just because, you turn 40, and it was in my mid-40s. We live another 40 years to 80.
Yeah,
You don't
minimum.
want-
Like most
I
people are
don't
living
want to
beyond
feel
that.
old. I want to be able to go up the stairs,
Right.
down the stairs, enjoy a vacation.
Travel.
Absolutely.
Most people at our age, their kids are a little bit older. You feel so much better to travel. You're financially stable, so you have the means. And if you don't feel good and don't feel energetic to do that, that's always not very.
I remember
Go ahead.
my grandmother telling me since I was like 13, always put sunblock.
Oh, yeah.
You have to start early and always
That's so
apply
important.
it. So that was like a little thing on
That's why you have
starting.
beautiful skin.
I thank you.
You do. She has beautiful skin. You do.
But it was like never. It does not matter if it's not sunny outside. Always put sunblock, because even if you're inside,
Yeah.
if you're indoors, the lights, everything affects you right away. So that is just like, I remember my grandmother pounding that on my head. How forget sunblock. But what are things and how early? Like, I remember I was 13, like, for example, how can we teach our children to eat healthy without making a problem about looking a certain size?
By
Do you know what
leading
I'm saying?
by example.
It's
You
like,
can't be on the sofa eating Cheetos and drinking beer and expecting your child to eat salad for lunch.
of course.
By example,
But I'm from a different generation. I grew up in the Venezuela, it's Caribbean, and every weekend we'll go, and my mom will say, "Put coconut oil with iodine and tan." So for me, it took like a lot of my neighbors, my housewife, to go skincare and do lasers, because like when you have a sun damage, you have to attack the skin. Especially we play tennis.
Yes. Well, I've kind of stopped because of that. I'm like, I'm tired of being in the sun. And I mean, sunscreen's a huge one. And same thing. I used to, baby oil and Coke and other nonsense to be tan was in. Tanning bed's horrible. What are the things that people can do to age better? Sunscreen?
Skincare, definitely. You have to do skincare. Whatever regimen you want, you have to do it. Lasers help with, rejuvenating the skin. And then creams are important, and sunscreen is very important, even though that you're going to go from your house to your office 10 minutes, but this side, get the sun exposure. In England, it's this side, but
That's right. You know what? And the side you sleep on more.
the side that it's exposed to the car window.
Exercise. I think I saw something the other day, and they were talking about exercise is like Mother Nature's antidote.
Sexercise?
Exercise is a goal. I mean, it depends. We were at that sex shop and they had swings, so that you would be surprised. We should do a show there. Sexercise or exercise, whichever you choose. We'll leave it up to you. But exercise, strength training, I think, as you age, because you want to be able to go up the stairs and down the stairs. To me, that's the big one. Lift something.
And honestly, exercise, but start doing weights. And that thing about running and is, is.
You're a runner.
Yes, I was a runner for a long time, long distance, 45 marathon. But it's damaged your knees. I mean, so what you want to do is keep balance in your body, that you get muscles without getting injured.
How did it change for you that as you started to get older? Because you ran a bunch of marathons, and then you said, okay, I got to change things because I'm older, but I still want to be young.
I didn't do it for that reason. The reason I did it is because to run, especially in El Paso, you have to wake up like at 4 in the morning to pack all your miles, and I got tired between medical school, practicing medicine, and waking up. I mean, and my marriage life. I have to run on Saturday. I have to, so I found tennis, and I saw that it was so convenient, but it pay a toll in your joints.
Yeah, it does, the pounding. And it just changes walking. Walking
is a good sport.
Especially if you do it on hills and so forth,
Mesa hills.
near your house.
the Peloton.
Excellent.
Yeah, the bike.
The bike.
I'm gonna bring mine here so
What
we can.
else?
Yeah, I am. I
At
should bring
lunchtime.
mine here too, so we should all
both
get on it.
just
Yeah,
spin
bring our
class.
Peloton. I'm not
That's
using it at
funny.
home.
Just tell patients that cardiovascular or cardio workouts are good for a lot of things. They're good for cardiovascular, they're good for mental health, they're good for just kind of clearing your mind. But for weight management, and injury management, and just kind of longevity, weight bearing is so much better. So there's benefit to both, but if you only have time to do one, I'd say weight bearing.
As long as you're moving or doing something, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And then, of course, like we mentioned preventive medicine and skincare and exercise. I think that's
diet with
balanced diet.
Getting what you don't get. If you could give anyone watching this, especially women, the biggest piece of advice, what would it be? And we'll go around. Karina, too.
I would say to the majority of women that come in just feeling kind of desolate and isolated, that they're not depressed, that it's not always just depression. It's just a shift in hormone levels. It's something that's very natural and correctable. And so that would be my biggest takeaway, because there's so many women in their 40s that come in just kind of, just tired of life and living, but not really living.
Yeah.
And so that would be my advice to them.
They're living, not feeling like.
Exactly. They're just kind of dragging themselves through the day. They have their kids, their spouses, their work, whatever. And so it's disheartening to see that. So I like when I can assist them in diagnosing that and hopefully treating it.
And make that change. What about you, Karina? What?
I would say make sure you go visit your doctor, make your appointment, and
Get yourself some doctor friends.
Or get
yes,
some doctor friends.
keep up with your doctor visits, because sometimes as Hispanics we tend to, I feel okay, I don't need to go to the doctor.
And that's a big one. Hispanics in general, they tend to focus on others always first, and they leave themselves last. So if you're constantly pouring from your cup and you have a half empty cup, you're not going to give your best.
Especially as
And
women.
so be a little selfish sometimes. It's okay. It's okay to take care of your health first, and then you have more to give.
Well, this is a big one that I see in my practice. Always people come, my back hurt, my knee hurt, my heart, but they don't really pay enough attention to the mental health. So both are like, if you have diabetes, you have insulin resistance, you have depression, you have serotonin imbalance. So always speak out, because one thing leads to another, meaning that depression, attract diseases. I mean, I believe in that. The mind, exactly. So the mind is very powerful. So always express yourself. I feel depressed. Treat it.
And you're absolutely right. It's a holistic approach because, our
You
mental
can't treat
health.
the outside, not the in or not the out, and everything correlates with everything and has an effect on everything.
Absolutely. Wow, that's huge. Yeah, and I like what you said. Don't be afraid to be a little selfish. You can't fill from an empty cup. You can't pour. And Latinas as mothers, yeah. This is such a great topic, and we can keep talking about it forever. So thank you all for joining us. We're back. More of these. Yeah, and we'll see you on the next one. And if you have a topic idea, a show idea, algo de que quieran hablar, let us know. Reach out to us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Ciao.
Bye.